Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. Federal government offers 10 billion naira calm loan to facilitate CNG conversion, CALM, that's for something else. 100 Jigawa tanker explosion victims buried. Customs seizes 1.1 billion naira illicit drugs. No leadership vacuum, says presidency. Oil magnate sues EFCC for unlawfully declaring him wanted. Edo Governor-elect raises the alarm of over-looting of government funds and assets. Minimum wage, Lagos fixes 85,000 naira, Delta 77,500. Lagos State, Are they feeling like any major headline?
So the Ministry of Finance incorporated MoFi and the Credit Corporation, Credit Corp, and Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative launched the CALM funds. And the CALM fund is the credit access for light and mobility, CALM. Okay. And this fund is, of course, supposed to facilitate the conversion to CNG and also credit for solar panels. So you're giving out credit of about 10 billion and an initial 2.5 billion of that fund is readily available.
So I can apply for it?
All you need is employment. There's a word they called it inside it.
Solar panel.
Yeah. So the only requirement is that you have a means of earning. Right. That's it. You're qualified to come for this.
Apply for that.
So the Credit Corp Managing Director, Mr. Uzoma Wagba, says 2.5 billion of this 10 billion is readily available for access right now, and the fund is to help Nigerians finance their options. Either switching to the CNG or adopting solar panel, solar energy for their electricity and lowering electricity bill. They are responding to the situation right now that is on ground in the country. And the requirement, according to him, is just to have viable earnings, verifiable income.
Income, yes.
That's the word, not viable. Verifiable income. So I'm a citizen, I'm a worker of somewhere, your ID, your workers, whatever.
Evidences of taxes and stuff like that.
So you're eligible for that fund, and you can get that fund to convert. Okay. According to the Presidential Initiative for CNG, the Chief Executive, he says that it will lead to the conversion of an additional 500,000 vehicles. Right. About 1.5 million vehicles are involved in commercial transportation, and they expect that will ease this for us.
Right. Okay, another story?
Yeah, I have the minimum wage, the Lagos State gist. They said
Lagos State, stop flexing muscles. Stop flexing.
Let them flex.
Stop flexing.
Allow them.
Everybody's doing 70,000.
They should have rounded it up to 100K.
Exactly. He said it's going to 100K.
Okay.
So Governor Sewolu, stop flexing.
By January.
Go ahead.
He said the Lagos State and Delta State government have promised to pay 85,000, yes, and 77,500 as the minimum wage for their workers. They said, someone who came out and said, it's not a competition. It's not a competition. So I'm not going to say we are paying more than some other people. It is a function of affordability and the function of capacity. So he's saying that he has the capacity.
Wow.
So the Delta State is 77,500. And Nima, Mr. Ododo, is only 72,500. Your Kogi State governor.
My own.
You're always attacking
you don't have a
state. So you can see now Kogi State. At least they added 2,500 and it's something.
Anyway, let me take. Go ahead.
Okay, yes. So Chairman CEO of Global Signature Hotel and Total Grace Group Limited, Dr. Henry Mobolaji Akinduro, has filed a 5 billion naira lawsuit against EFCC for allegedly declaring him wanted unlawfully. So they said that about October 11th, around 7:20 p.m., EFCC posted on their X and declared the oil magnate wanted. And, the oil magnate now is seeking 5 billion naira for general damages. They said that it was a violation of his fundamental human rights to personal liberty and human dignity by the publication of his name on the list of wanted persons on EFCC. So they said that they had actually reached out to him June 4th to invite him, to their office. And he immediately, the day after, responded saying that he will not be able to make the meeting as he's not feeling well and he's out of the country. And even before anything, he just found out that his name had been published and has been declared wanted. EFCC, please, let's do better so that this is such a minimal, like, this is such a small thing. Anybody, you know, like, the least legally knowledgeable person would not make this mistake. So please, let's do better, you know.
So, I mean, for those of us that have been monitoring politics for many years, you understand the political script. So the current Edo State Governor-elect, Monday Okpebholo, has raised the alarm over an alleged massive looting of governmental funds and properties by officials of the outgoing administration. So usually, when there's a new governor-elect, and maybe there's a one month or so to your resumption, you begin to cry and scream that they are looting all the funds.
No,
they are taking loans.
They are removing
this thing. I'm just telling you. It has always happened. All political parties, it happens. So now he's telling us that they are collecting loans. He said there's widespread reports of looting in the government and properties of officials of the outgoing administration from the government house in Benin City. It is sad that barely 1 month to hand over, the outgoing governor is taking loans with very shady headings. So, you know, we've seen this before, but hey, we'll see how that goes.
Put together a clinic of inquiry.
Yes, they've asked him to come and bring his transition team. He has not done that.
He's monitoring. He responded
responded
that Monday.
That what happened?
With the team. His committee was put in place and they reached out.
Oh, okay.
Because the paper I read said that they were
waiting.
They're waiting.
I took the story here.
It is
oh, fine, good.
It's looting matter we are seeing. Moving on now to the Punch.
It's from the transition thing they found out.
Reps warn of unrest as federal government labor meeting deadlocked. Tears as Jigawa buries 153 tanker explosion victims. Trucks burnt in Ogun. Ogun communities residents relocate as flood water rises. 25% of development fee for student loans, says federal government. Naira weakens to 1,700 to the dollar at parallel market. CBN SEC sanctioned 10 banks for forex violations. And PDP may postpone next meeting. Governors plot Damagum's exit. I thought they said Damagum has been accepted. What was all this back and forth?
They settled them.
I thought they settled, but now they're saying they're plotting Damagum's exit. Anyway, let's take a let's
human interest.
Human interest. A very painful loss of 105 people confirmed dead.
So sad.
And about
105.
Yes.
55 people injured. According to the PRO of the State Police Command, Jigawa State Police Command, they confirmed that that accident happened at 11:30 p.m. on Tuesday that led to 105 casualties. So a fuel tanker had tipped over on Tuesday night at the Majia town, where the driver had lost control. The tank fell, and Nigerians responded by trying to fetch what they can before the explosion happened. And everybody around the tanker at the time were burnt. Other people were injured. The injured are now in the hospital and they're being taken care of. The tanker had left Kano and was heading towards Yobe when this happened. Sadly, Nigerians were caught in it. You can see the mass grave being dug on the front page of the Punch for the burial of the deceased.
Their souls rest in peace. Really sad.
Very avoidable one.
Yeah, so that's a lesson.
We talked about safety things put in tankers to prevent in case there's a fall off of tankers. We've talked about this several times. It's just sad to see that today, even though the Pengasan had responded that they were putting in kits for prevention of fire, we can see today that nothing was done.
Okay, let's go on a very short break. Let's take one more story actually for the break.
Okay, so NNPC is still the sole off-taker of PMS, despite the recent directive of the federal government that other oil marketers were free to start loading PMS from the plant. That's from Dangote. They're saying that it's only NNPC. So October 11th, if we remember, the federal government, in a statement from the Ministry of Finance, announced that all marketers were free to negotiate purchase of PMS directly from Dangote refinery without recourse to NNPC. And so petroleum product marketers, excited about this and approached, the refinery. But anyway, they said there was a meeting, and after the meeting, officials of Dangote refinery on Tuesday, members of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, revealed that NNPC was still the sole off-taker of Dangote petrol pending a termination of contract between Dangote and NNPC. How long this contract is going to be, when this termination will happen, they don't have the details for that. One thing with these petroleum stories, the more you see, the less you understand.
Exactly. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.